my goodness. And there it is. Wow, get this in to go.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to Bowl TV for the 2021 USBC Queens, the first major of the 2021 PWBA Tour season. My name is Aaron Smith, being joined, as always, by Jason Thomas. Mike Flanagan will be with us throughout the evening as well, and it's time for the contenders bracket matches here at the Queens. Throughout the course of the day, we had 2 rounds of winners bracket matches already in the books. 16 players are undefeated, including 5 past champions, but on the other side of it, in the contenders bracket now, the elimination bracket, whatever you like to call it, we're going to get down to 16 players for 32 total left in the field. And we still have 5 past champions who are now in the elimination bracket as well. So we got some great matches coming up over the next 2 rounds. So we're going to be going back-to-back rounds here. So it's going to be moving pretty quick, pretty fast. It's going to be exciting as always. 3-game total pinfall matches. And JT, we got some great head-to-head competition in store. Who are we going to be looking at first?
Yeah, so if we're going to start with Brianna Clemmer taking on Daria Pajok. That's a pretty exciting matchup. All of these matches, as Aaron said, are elimination matches. So 16 players are going to go home after this set, and then another 16 are going to go home after tonight's set of matches. So we'll be down to 32, as Aaron said, but now these players are really fighting for their tournament lives at this point. So these are as high pressure of a match as you can get in bowling. So should be pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to watching some awesome matchups. We have Kelly Kulik and Brianna Cote out there, fighting for a spot into the next round. The losers from the previous set of matches will be bowling later tonight, and they'll take on the winners from these matches we're watching right now.
All right. Our competitors have their 10-minute warm-up session complete. We're on the 42-foot condition we've been seeing all week. It's time. 3-game total pinfall matches. Let's head to the lanes here at the National Bowling Stadium. Full screen. And away we go.
Been a roller coaster for Daria Pajok. She had a very interesting run through qualifying. Basically made the cut on the strength of three big games that she shot over the 15-game qualifying rounds. Had a 299, which a lot of people have seen on social media, with a solid 8-pin on the last shot, and 290 and a 279, and that got her basically into the finals. But she lost her first match, and now here she is trying to stay alive against Brianna Clemmer, who we saw bowl earlier today. Had a really good match with Danielle McEwen, but Danielle just ran her over. She had a really great look the whole way through, and Brianna just couldn't keep up with her, even though she did put together a pretty decent score.
That match against Danielle, 732 to 676. So Brianna would have won a lot of matches out there, but that's what sometimes what happens with the luck of the draw for Brianna. Very happy just to make it. She had to throw 3 strikes in the 10th frame to make the cut here to the top 64 by a single pin. So that's when you're the last one in, you usually get the toughest opponent throughout the course of the week. Danielle, the top overall qualifier. Brianna bowled well. Just Danielle put together a few more strikes along the way. Daria bowled Tanya Ramanpur in the opening round. Tanya collected the win 663 to 604. So that is how this matchup came to be in the first round of the elimination bracket. And when we talk about, needing to make a long run through the bracket, as I look at the bracket now, there it is. Okay. Give it a good old refresh every once in a while. You need a good refresh on your brackets. So the players who are competing on the lanes right now, if they want to make the TV show on Tuesday, they're going to have to advance in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matches to make it to the stepladder final.
That's a lot of bowling.
So that's why collecting that first win is so big right out of the gates. Otherwise, you have quite a journey ahead of you. Not only do you have to find a way to compete at your highest ability for 24 games, you need the breaks to go your way. You need to catch a nice draw here and there because you're probably not going to shoot 750 every set. And you're doing this all while facing some of the top players in the world.
Yeah. Well, we saw Jason Sterner do it at the Masters a few weeks back, but we also saw what it did to his thumb.
Yeah, that was not a good look for Jason's thumb, but he was able to bounce back and make the show at the U.S.
Yeah,
Open.
that was amazing.
So some of the other matches available here on Bowl TV, 8 channels to view. We have on 51 to 52, Abby Ragsdale taking on Maria Bolanova. Over on 39 and 40, Sandra Gongora taking on Angie Ramirez-Perea. On 55 and 56, Blair Blumenscheid taking on Carrie Smith. We mentioned the Brianna Cote-Kelly Kulik matchup. That's on 59 and 60. Stephanie Zavala taking on Taylor Bailey, 63 and 64. Amanda Vermillion and Christine Gill on 67 and 68. And then the final match we have available on camera is Shalyn Zolkifli against Rocio Restrepo on 71 and 72. All the other matches ongoing at the moment. You can follow along on live scoring. That's how we're doing it as well. So there's the rundown of where we're at. Let's settle in and break down some bowling.
So far, 4 shots, and only 1 shot has hit the pocket so far. Daria high on both of her shots, and Brianna with the strike, and then that one goes light. Go ahead, Darren.
I was going to say the match we had earlier today on 47 and 48 was a lower scoring match as well. So it seems like these pairs right in front of us here, 45 through 48, have played a little tricky in the head-to-head matches, but Brianna gets that one to come off the spot quite nicely.
Well, these 2 players here right at the top of the list on tour of preeminent power players. We're going to see a lot of pins flying around in this match.
I love when that happens. Big fan of flying pins. Okay. Speaking of the
holy
devil,
cow.
pins everywhere. Explosion.
Our colleague Mike Flanagan said this lady here, if you could pick any player and put the ball in the pocket 12 times, this would be his pick to get the most strikes. And I think she's proven that this week. She basically had 3 games where she hit the pocket every shot and shot 868 for those 3.
On a little left. Oh.
You give her that hit, she's liable to shoot 868 for 3.
Oh, wait. She's done that this week. Not all in a row. That would be a record. Potentially at the Queens, but has thrown some strikes. I actually think one of her big games was on. It was somewhere around here. Maybe not 47, 48. Was the 299 on 49 and 50 maybe, or 51 and 52?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Now, we've seen both players probably start a little bit farther left here than we've seen in some of the other matches. And once again, a little bit higher rev rate between these 2 players as well.
Yeah, and you can do that on this pattern. You can start a little bit further to the left. And in fact, I think Danielle McEwen has really had the best look the whole week. and she's typically been starting pretty far to the left. Nice spare for Brianna Clemmer, and 49 and 50 was the pair that Daria shot 299 on. So maybe some good memories of the middle part of the house for her.
Stupid 8-pin.
Yeah, that was nasty.
Ruining our good time.
That was nasty. We did get our first 300 of the tournament earlier today. Liz Johnson accomplishing that in a game 3 against Hope Gramley.
Certainly one of the more impressive 300s I've seen over the years. She got some hits along the way. She had one strike go through the nose. That kind of just had everything topple over somehow.
Yeah,
but after that, it was some great shot making.
Yeah, she had one trip 4 and that one squasher, but everything else was pretty flush, and she did not have a great ball reaction. That was just good bowling. Daria making some spares.
Players clean through 5. Christine Gill starting with the front 5 against Amanda Vermilia.
Boy, Amanda had a heartbreaking loss earlier today against Clara Guerrero. Just needed a mark to close it out and left an open frame, and then Clara threw a double.
Pins do not stand a chance there.
No, they don't. No, these two are going to throw some pretty powerful strikes. So folks watching at home are in for a treat if you like the power game.
I like powerful strikes. I've never thrown one to experience it, but I enjoy watching it.
I'm going to venture to guess we're not going to see any 4-5s this match. Another strong strike there from Brianna Clemmer.
It looks like, thinking about her match against Danielle a little bit earlier today, we talked about, maybe attempting to kind of overpower the shot a little bit too much. And, we saw some of those, half tens from her throughout the course of that match. It looks like she might be just a tad slower with her ball speed here than from earlier. And the ball is really shaping nicely off the end of the pattern.
Yeah, and it looks like it's the ball that she finished the match with rather than a much stronger ball that she used to start the match. Like you said, Aaron, she just barely snuck into the cut through 3 strikes in the 10th the last game to sneak by a bunch of players, because there were a number of players that were right around that even between -5 and +5. Another tough spare for Daria. But man, if she could figure something out, I think Brianna Clemmer could still go a long way in the tournament.
As we talked about, bowled well. I mean, she averaged 225 in her opening match. Just ran into a buzzsaw. Just the one for Daria, so she will have the first open of this matchup here. Game 1 in a 3-game total pinfall match. These are elimination bracket matches, so unfortunately we will be saying goodbye to 16 players. From the Queens field, be down to the top 48, and after one more round, the top 32, 16 in the winner's bracket, 16 in the elimination bracket.
It's inside a target. Not going to lay off.
Christine Gill started with 7 consecutive strikes against Amanda. Missed in frame 8. Both players putting up pretty strong games over there on 67 and 68. Nicole Klutkin is going to put together a real big game here against Erin McCarthy in the opener. Just finished off 268. McCarthy can get to 217 if she strikes out. Clemmer clean through 8. Holds the early advantage in this matchup against Daria Payuk. Oh.
Okay.
See, you said you need to catch some breaks along the way. Sabrina Divis is going to shoot 248 in game 1. She's going to be up by at least 40 against Anna Molina. Shannon Bluhowski, 235. She's going to be ahead against Sharon Powers, but Sharon's going to be in the 220, so still pretty close through 1.
High flush for Daria.
268 to 216. Nicole Klutkin ahead of Erin McCarthy. Carrie Smith early advantage over Blair Blumenscheid. Just a couple frames to go in game 1.
Daria can still shoot 212 if she were to go off the sheet here. And that's 10 straight back.
One other update, Josie Barnes, 220 to 205 advantage over Hope Cramley. It's at 75 and 76. not going to get the double here, so 2-0 with the spare conversion and wasting no time here. She actually grabbed a different strike ball. She's trying to get a look at something. Switch to in game 2. We'll see if she elects to make that move or not. But 200. So Clemmer will have the advantage here in game number 1, but she can still get to 237. Takes advantage of the Brooklyn in the 9th. Makes it a double.
Oof, nasty 5-pin. Going to take this opportunity to get another look at a different piece of equipment.
But the spare will be 226 and up by 26 after 1. That's easy math. Nicole Haroka is going to be up 40 pins, 230 to 190 against Lily Robles on 43 and 44. Shannon Pluhowski up 16 on Sharon Powers, 235 to 219.
And we go right into game 2.
Caitlin Johnson will hold the slight lead against Valerie Bercier after 1. 248, 196 the advantage. Sabrina Divis over Anna Molina. Maria Jose Rodriguez is going to be in the 220s to Sydney Brummets 193. Laura Plaza's up 222 to 201 against Kristen Nieder. Angie Ramirez Perea going to be up after game number 1 against Sandra Gongora. 10th frame still left to go in that matchup. Maria Belanova, 197, taking on Abby Ragsdale. Abby can still get to 214 this game. If she doesn't get the first hit in the 10th, she'll be trailing in the match. Spare strike would be 194. She did get the first strike, though. Carrie Smith going to be up a decent amount after game 1. She finished with 215. Blair, the best she can get to is 160. Kelly Kulik, 208 with an open in the 10th, but she's still going to be ahead of Brianna Cote. Brianna's got a single pin up there. She can spare it and strike for 203. Taylor Bailey ahead of Stephanie Zavala. 10th frame left to go there. 256 to 225. Christine Gill ahead of Amanda Vermilia. Ninth and 10th frame left to go. Sue Keefley and Restrepo. Shalin, slight advantage at the moment.
It's amazing how this tournament works. We watched Stephanie Zavala all week. She looks just fantastic coming off that big win in Cleveland. And, she could be out in two matches here.
Rocio, another player who moved into the lead after she finished up qualifying yesterday, ended up second overall. In a similar situation where it could be an 0-2, which is part of the structure here. It's great to qualify well. It's great to be up near the top of the standings, but we kind of mentioned it. It's one of those events where you really don't want to lead it by 500 when it's all said and done, because everything resets back to zero, and all of a sudden you would just have a head-to-head matchup. You have to find a way to win. Oh, little 2-8 trip.
Well, that's what happens when you put that much speed and that much rev on a bowling ball. You get breaks like that from time to time.
It appears she did not switch that ball. She tried on the fill, so she can turn it into double here, down 26 after game one.
Aria is not shy about changing bowling balls.
No. Trip 2-8 followed by a Stuffner.
We've seen her in some of these matches just cycle through bowling balls and then all of a sudden find the right one and put a scare into her opponent.
It's still a very impressive part to watch, kind of go through, and shout out to the ball reps as well. And Daria talking with Steve Jacobs a lot this week, who's here representing 900 Global Storm Roto. But to the ball reps as well for just being able to kind of funnel this information in as quickly as they can to make these suggestions, these changes for these competitors out here. Seeing what we can see for how many bowling balls. I think that's Missy's collection over there in the pink, and
oh yeah,
that's at least 12 and a couple of boxes. If those are all filled, that's 16 bowling balls right there that we can see at least. So understanding the equipment, understanding the progression, and what you might need to get to quickly as well. You don't want to be giving up frames. It's a little different in qualifying. When, over 15 games, you can afford a 3-4 frame stretch potentially to fish around a little bit, but you don't want to give up at that type of time here in matches.
Yeah, at this point in the tournament, if you're thinking about an arsenal beyond 5 or 6 balls, you're probably in trouble.
That's a good point. Good point.
Nice cover on the double wood there for Brianna Clemmer. Shimmed up. Looked like that one might go high and holds for high flush strike.
Had the 9-pin last time on lane 47.
Flying pins.
One danced across the deck. Both of those, actually her last 3 shots now after she caught the trip 2-8 in the second have been 9-pin and both super high flush shots. So potentially another adjustment coming up quickly here.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, that's one of the issues that Daria runs into is because she's willing to move around and switch balls and jump around on the lane so much. Once she does get lined up, sometimes she'll lose track of the transition. And she also causes the lanes to transition a lot faster than some of the other players because of her rev rate. And they transition very fast this week with the pattern we're using and the type of oil we're using. We're using the fire oil from Kegel, which is a little bit faster to dissipate. And like you said, Aaron, Daria probably needs to be thinking about a slight move after those last 2 shots. The good news for her is Brianna's playing a little bit right of her, so should be making a little bit of a friction spot for her to throw to. Yeah, and that was a 2-8 in game 1, and now with Brianna playing a little bit to the right of her, now all of a sudden that ball hooks back for a light mixer. And when Daria gets a little bit of room, that's when she can throw some really big numbers.
Well, we've kind of put the number in talking about it, saying it. You see Daria throw 4 in a row, you might have to start looking out. Start striking a bunch. Looking for 4 in a row right here. Oh! That was mean to that 9-pin. That was mean.
Wow. That looked like Lawrence Taylor taking out Joe Theismann.
Oh, poor Joe Theismann.
Man.
Wow. That thing was an MMA move to that 9-pin.
Clemmer can throw some strikes herself. Just snapping the 10 out right there. We've seen Brianna Clemmer dominate team trials just by throwing lots of strikes.
It's not an easy tournament to really dominate.
No.
5 different patterns over the course of 5 days.
But she's had some days where she's led by 100 pins or more. So she's got a lot of firepower.
Collegiate standout for McKendree University, won 2 national titles as a freshman, and the intercollegiate singles championships in 2019. Seems like a good segue to remind everybody that the men's ISC show for 2021 is coming up in the next couple of days.
Yeah, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
So it sounds like a lot of folks will be watching CBS Sports Network and watching Bowl TV. The Queens Finals.
Petey Burgos and Alec Keplinger, Jordan Monens, and Drew Sachs going to be featured on that show. Oh, we got a good one here, guys.
Let's go, strikes. Let's go. So Daria's max here with the 9th and 10th to go, 270. She gets up for frame at number 9 here. 5 in a row. Business picking up. Oh.
Oh, wow. She got a handful there.
Sabrina Divis going to be up by quite a bit heading into the final game against Anna Molina. Shannon Pluhowski up 15 against Sharon Powers on 31 and 32. Erin McCarthy has come back, take the lead against Nicole Plutkin, 440 to 424. Nicole Hiroka is going to be up against Lily Robles heading into the final game over there. Josie Barnes is going to be up at least 46 against Hope Cramley heading into the final game. Josie with 456. Hope can get to 410 with a strike on her field ball. Ninth frame, Clemmer looking for 4 in a row.
Oh, just got it in a pinch. And can't quite get the break on the high flush hit. Shrapnel, as Dave Ryan would say. A lot of strikes being thrown. Hope you're enjoying it.
They're putting a beating on the pins here.
Yeah, these are hard strikes. These are the ones that you can hear from the other side of the bowling center.
And then you take a look over to see who it is, and then you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. To the 230s here. Another. Oh.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Now that was a tap. The one on the right lane was, yeah, you're not too upset about that one. She got that one in. It wasn't stone 9, but it wasn't like that 9 pin. That was like, that ball entered the pocket where you'd leave a stone 8. And it had so much on it that it drove past the 9 pin. But that one was a much better shot. That one will frost you a little bit more than that one on the right lane.
Back-to-back 226 games for Clemmer. She's going to be at plus 52. Daria, if she's able to strike out, can get to 249. You'd have a 3-pin match.
Yeah. It's a good one.
These matches are fun. I like fun matches. Been pretty fortunate to pick a couple good ones so far. Oh,
Big messenger. You know, and I think this match, you're really kind of loose, I think. I mean, you should be, because, you know, like, okay, I got to win 8 matches. I'm probably not going to do it. You know what? Let's just go for broke, right?
Have fun, be aggressive.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you get an extra full day to have fun in the biggest little city in the world.
That's right.
So, I mean, that's an excellent consolation prize.
It is.
I would have totally missed the cut if I knew that was up for grabs personally. But one is in 4-pin, so she's going to be in the 230s here. 239 with the conversion. Would be down 13. 1 to go. All right, good matchup here. Klemmer, 452. Payuk, 439. Ready for game 3. 3-game total pinfall match. We have one more round after the conclusion of this one here, folks. So do not sneak away too far. Once all matches will conclude, take about a 20-minute break, another warm-up session, and we'll be back at it to get down to the top 32 players overall in the field, 16 in the winner's bracket, who are all done for the day. And then 16 in the elimination bracket. Third game, let's go. Oh,
A lot of tomahawk in the 9-pin out here.
what? This is fun. Probably more fun for us than the players anxiously waiting to see if that's going to fall or not. But
Well, it either stands or it doesn't. But either way, a lot of cool looking strikes and cool looking pocket hits.
power through the pocket. So Daria can match the effort here in the first. Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Just lifting the 10-pin right off the deck.
No doubter right there. Caitlin Johnson is going to build a pretty big lead here against Valerie Bercier with 1 to go. Rough game for Valerie, 165. Nobody having fun on 23 and 24 right now in game 2. Sydney Brummett and Maria Jose Rodriguez.
Oh, baby. Trip that 6-pin.
Catches the break. Laura Plaza's up 406 to 377 against Kristen Nieder. Pretty close matchup on 31 and 32 developing. Wachowski and Powers. A good matchup. 39-40 heading into game 3 between Gongora and Ramirez Ferreira as well. Second frame, Klemmer.
And back. Can't throw much better than that.
Christine Gill's going to have a pretty big lead against Amanda Vermilia heading into game 3.
Oh, trip that 4.
3. Brianna gets the high flush hit. The super duper high flush hit.
Super duper. All right, let's see if Daria can keep pace. Oh! I mean, she carries that hit 99 out of 100. Her power.
Excellent ratio to have.
All right, close match. Daria trying to keep pace. Went Brooklyn on this lane last time. What has she got for us this time?
It's definitely not going Brooklyn.
Oh!
My goodness.
Oh, this is just fun to watch.
Pins are flying at the NBS. You know, when you fly into Reno, it's a little rocky on the flight coming in when you're descending towards. That's not, that's not the mountains. That's not the air. That's just pins flying everywhere at NBS, courtesy of Daria.
10 back for Clemmer. She said, I don't need any messengers to help me. I just throw them all back in the pit.
This is so cool. Both players 4 for 4. Advantage. Clemmer still 13 pins. Looking for 5.
10 back, 10 back.
This pair has opened up nicely.
Bang, bang. Well, Daria had a light mixer last time up. On this lane.
That's in.
And good break. Breaks up the big 4. Clemmer may need to make a move after those last 2 strikes went high flush.
Close match. Getting ready for 3 on 39 at 40. Sandra Gongora up by 4 pins against Angie Ramirez Perea. No problem on the spare. Oh, that one might not get. Oh. Oh.
How many of those has she rolled this match?
There's at least 2 that I recall. It could be more, but she definitely gave that one some room. Saw it just kind of ignore the break point there for a second. Tripping 2. Clemmer looking for 6.
She is just dead flush after dead flush.
Shannon Pluhowski is in the books at 647. Sharon Powers can strike out to get to 664. She's going to get the first hit in the 10th here.
Wow.
To eliminate the 2006 champion.
Well, can Brianna Clemmer keep her string alive here? That's high flush again. Well, now Daria, who backs up against the wall, needs to keep striking to stay within striking distance.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you see it all the time, Aaron. You know, you go high on a shot and you tell yourself, hey, I can't miss in, and you miss way out. And end up leaving that. Really almost a must-make situation here.
She's able to convert 258 still out there.
Nicely done. It's the second washout she's converted in this match.
She might need some help here from Clemmer. Might be running out of frames.
Clemmer already in the 250s if she could stay clean.
Yep. Daria might need the last 5 here. Have any chance to make up the 13 pin difference to start the game. Didn't like it.
She rolls the 2-pin again, but doesn't get the 7 this time.
Sharon Powers did get the double in the 10th to get the win against Shannon Pluhowski. 661 to 647. Sharon Powers moving on to the next round.
All right, at this point, if Clemmer can just stay clean, she's going to move on to our next round, but also has a chance for a 300 game. Got a hook. Doesn't quite make it up the hill, but leaves an easy spare. And just needs to fill some frames now.
Erin McCarthy completes the comeback victory against Nicole Klutkin, 672 to 607. Nicole Haroka is going to eliminate Lily Robles. From on the spare. Josie Barnes is going to eliminate Hope Gramley as well on 75 and 76. That one just about done. Quite a few matches still ongoing. Some just finishing up game 2, so we have plenty of coverage still to bring to you here after this match. Clemmer, one step closer if she gets it.
That's going to do it for this match, guys. It was fun. It was fun.
It was. Very much so. I enjoyed it.
Watch Daria for one more shot here, and then we'll bounce over to another one of our matches. As Aaron said, still a number of matches left to be determined with a lot of frames left in game number 3.
All right, we're looking at Kelly Kulik and Brianna Cote into game 3. Cote with the advantage by 38 pins, plus 57, plus 19. Started off with 3 in a row.
Kelly in big trouble.
Spares, yeah.
Big trouble.
Sabrina Divis is going to move on to the next round. She's just about wrapped up victory against Anna Molina. Daria is going to finish with the 661 in that matchup. Open for Kelly, puts her in dire straits here, early going to game 3. Close matchup on 63 and 64. 393 to 385. Taylor Bailey ahead of Stephanie Zavala. Rocio up by 20 over Shalyn Zulkifli as they head into game 3. Josie Barnes wins 667 to 596 against Hope Kramer, so she'll move on to the next round. Look at Clemmer here. She's going to be in the 270s. She's looking at potentially 730 here. So 670, 730 out of the gates.
Pretty good bowling.
So right now, I mean, she's got good control of this pattern.
Got a lot of matches to win, though.
Got a lot of matches, but right now she says, find a way to shoot 690 against me, and we can talk. That's what she's essentially averaging right now. 230 and maybe a little extra. Impressive performance by Brianna. Daria will be eliminated here in the first round. We'll take a trek down to the high end of the house, 71 and 72. Rocio and Shalyn both bowling well this match. Rocio at plus 72, Shalyn at plus 52. Shalyn with the early double pair of spares up on the board for Rowe. See if we can get some additional updates. Caitlin Johnson is going to eliminate Valerie Bercier. Final tally, Sabrina Divis 672, Anna Molina 544. Maria Jose Rodriguez is going to move on to the next round. She has defeated Sydney Brummett, just a matter of final score on 23 and 24. Could have an interesting finish on 27 and 28. Kristen Nieder can strike on her fill ball. She needs to strike on her fill ball for 613. Laura Plazas with an open in the ninth. She strikes out 612. A shot from Rocio, third frame. All right, Kristen did get the strike on the fill ball, so she's going to move on to the next round and lock out Laura. Sandra Gongora still ahead against Angie Ramirez Perea. Back-to-back opens in the fifth and the sixth for Angie. So Sandra up. They're in frame number 7. Oh, Rowe says no thank you to the 4-9. Gets them both to tumble. Delivers her first double. Nicole Hiroka, 686 to 569 for Lily Robles. Final tally in the Clemmer Paiuk match, 731 to 661. Abby Ragsdale was up by 90 heading into Game 3 against Maria Balanova. Still in good shape there. Could have a close finish on 55 and 56. Blair Blumenscheid and Carrie Smith. Blair's made a comeback here, but that one's getting pretty interesting. Let's head over there. What? 55 and 56. Okay. I knew I just said what lane it was, but. So, try and head back to this match, and we'll get Shillin's spare attempt first. So Carrie Smith against Blair. Carrie was up 35 to start this match. Blair can still get to 246. Max for Carrie, 209. This is her ninth frame. So Blair is still going to have a chance to win this, regardless, but Carrie can put a ton of pressure. A couple strikes on the 10th. Brianna Cote in great shape to eliminate Kelly Kulik. Restarter with the front 5, clean through 7. Set frame for Carrie.
Just couldn't get that messenger over there.
So if she picks this up and strikes on the fill, she'll be at 606. Blair would need a mark. This could also have a potential for a tie here, JT.
Yeah, we could. Important fill ball here for Carey.
Gets the 4-pin out late. 189.606. So Blair needs any type of mark here. We mentioned a tie scenario if she happened to go 9 out here. They would be tied. So any type of mark. She gets at least 9. She's at least an opportunity for a roll-off if she doesn't make it. Can she get the strike here? Oh,
down goes the 7-pin.
Oh. Blair's going to get the victory, getting that 7-pin just to shuffle off at the end there. Christine Gill's going to lock up the win. Blair's going to be back next round. Feeling 63 and 64 for a little bit here, JT. We got Stephanie Zavala and Taylor Bailey. This one's still pretty close. As they get down the stretch. Rocio's delivered a 4-bagger. Shalyn had an open in the 5th. So Rocio in the driver's seat at the moment. Sandra Gongora is going to get the win against Angie Ramirez-Perea. I think we've recapped every match so far that's in the books. Taylor Bailey had an 8-pin advantage entering this game. Zavala with a 4-bagger. Looking at a second potential open here. She was unable to convert to 210. It gives her 144 and 7. It's her max at 234. Taylor Bailey still has 270 out there.
Pretty nice looking shot there.
Maintains the advantage. 3 frames left to go. Taylor made her first top 12 on the PWBA tour last week in Cleveland.
Got her first check the week before that. Lincoln.
All stepping stones here for the young Rookie of the Year contender from McKendree. Has another one.
Those were 2 pretty shots right there.
Feel Stephanie really needs to double here. To at least make Taylor think about it. Right now, Taylor marks out. She's in the 230s. Next for Stephanie, 234. There's one. Once again, folks, after the conclusion of this round, we have about a 20-minute break or so, and we'll be up and running for the next one. So no need to head anywhere. Just stay with us on Bowl TV. We might take a quick break. Heck, we might even have a giveaway.
Oh, giveaway.
Giveaway. Let's go.
Said the G word.
We got to finish this round first. Maybe right after we finish this round. Oh, Zavala. Staying in it. Hanging around. So it's 234 out there. Taylor Bailey can go up here, mark in the 9th and the 10th. Wrap this one up here. Zavala is still making it a match. Bailey, 9th frame. Oh, goodness. 4-7-10.
Just a little soft, maybe. It's like a pretty good shot. Going to make the 10th frame a little more stressful.
Takes the 2. That puts her at 205. So max score 235. Zavala has 234 out there. So
gotta have a double. Lock it up.
Bailey was up 8 pins. This is the only match ongoing, I believe. Yes. This is it. Oh, Rocio and Shalin still bowling down there a little bit farther. But that one is all but settled. Rocio still shoot 279. 10th frame left to go. First shot of the 10th, Taylor Bailey. Any type of double. That's pretty good. All right. There's one. She does not get this one. Stephanie will have the opportunity to throw a double of her own to win this match. Taylor to lock it up here.
What a great, great shot. That's very impressive. That's what you look for, you know, when you look at, you know, does a player have a chance to survive out here on tour? Can you throw strikes when you need them under the most pressure? And boy, those 2 shots she threw in the 10th were just labeled. Just needs 2 pins. So stay behind the foul line, keep it on the lane, and Taylor Bailey will advance to our next round.
Momentarily
That's
scary.
Enough. That's enough. It's enough.
231 in the finale. She's going to finish at plus 24, which will be enough to eliminate Stephanie Zavala and move on to the next round. So let's see. With that happening, what's our giveaway for today? We got something different today. If you've been following along, we got something.
Echo Dot.
Echo Dot? Is it Echo Dot Day?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go Echo Dot Day. All right, folks, giveaway. Easy, simple. You win an Amazon Echo Dot. All you have to do is wait until you see the submit entry button on the screen. Click it. You have a chance to win here on Bowl TV today. So it's going to be pretty simple, pretty easy. You'll see the prompt head on your screen. Say giveaway will begin shortly. Be about a 60-second countdown. Then you'll see the giveaway has begun. And the submit entry button will be along with that. All you have to do is click it. If you are in full screen mode, we do suggest you take it out. Make sure you can see the chat, but it's time. Good luck, everybody. Let's wrap things up here with a giveaway on Bowl TV. All right, we just got the announcement. The giveaway has begun. Good luck, everybody. We're down to 48 players now. After one more round, which is going to start up in 20 minutes from now. 2-0, which is 9:35 p.m. Eastern, 6:35 here local. Our final round of the day will be getting underway, so that's some exciting stuff. Let's take a quick look at the bracket to see some of our potential matchups. I got it here somewhere. There you are, brackets. So let's see. We're going to have Brianna Clemmer taking on Taylor Boltice. Nicole Haroka taking on Alexis Nyer. Abby Ragsdale against Deandra Aspady. That should be a good one. Sandra Gongora taking on Lauren Pate. Blair Blumenscheid taking on Gigi Mason. Aaron McCarthy against Fania Kobo. Brianna Cote against Addie Nelson. Sharon Powers against Brandy Branca. Taylor Bailey against Shanna Shapelsky. Kristen Nieder against Shannon Sellens. Christine Gill against Tanya Ramanpur. Got Sabrina Divis against Kara Mangiola. Caitlin Johnson against Azeret Zetter. Rocio against Alicia Current. And then Maria Jose Rodriguez against our defending champion, Dasha Kovalova.
Wow, that's a barn burner.
Final matchup in this next round, Josie Barnes taking on Emily Eckhoff. So those are the matchups we have.
I would say our featured match will be Maria Jose Rodriguez versus Dasha Kovalova here on the main channel.
Matchup of past Queens champions and more. So looking forward to that one. Brandon taking home the Echo Dot. So congratulations, Brandon, on the victory. Our marketing team will be in contact with you shortly to redeem your prize. A big thanks to everybody for joining us and participating here on Bowl TV. But folks, JT and I, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be ready for this next round in about 20 minutes. So everybody hang tight. We're just going to leave the cameras up and rolling here. But the next time coming up shortly here on Bowl TV. So we're going to step away. JT's going to hook up the cool view here in a second as well of the kind of all-encompassing National Bowling Stadium. Just like that. And we'll be back here on Bowl TV for the final round of the day in the elimination bracket here at the 2021 USBC Queens. Thanks for joining us here on Bowl TV, folks.
That's rare. Thanks. I'll see you in a minute. Okay. Go get the tape.
Good evening, athletes. On behalf of the USBC and the Gold Partners, 900 Global, Hegel, Roto-Grip, and Storm, welcome to the National Bowling Stadium for the 2021 USBC Queens. This evening, we have the second round of the elimination bracket. Each match will consist of 3 games total in. Winner moves on, and 16 players will end their run at the Queen's Tiara. Athletes, your lanes are now coming on for 10 minutes of fun. All right, raise your hands up. You have a full set of things. We now begin your match portion of the 2021 USBC. Good luck.
All right, everybody, we are back here for the final 3-game total pinfall match round of the day here in the elimination bracket at the 2021 USBC Queens. I'm Aaron Smith, sitting alongside Jason Thomas, Mike Flanagan from Inside Bowling, also on the crew this week. We're down to 48 players, and after this round, it'll be the top of the 32, 16 in the winner's bracket, 16 in the elimination bracket. We're about to make some dust here with this match, as we're going to start off with our defending champion, Dasha Kovalova, taking on the 2014 Queens champion, Maria Jose Rodriguez. And Maria, throughout practice, has been using urethane, or what we believe to be urethane, and has just been absolutely crushing the ball with the Avalon pad. So we'll see how the strategy works out. Obviously some trouble here in the first frame, but they were hitting it almost after every shot. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah, for sure. We really haven't seen a lot of urethane this week. So we mentioned it in the last round. This is the time to try some risky things. Maria, she qualified 55th, so really hasn't had a great look all week, and is going to try something a little different here in this match with Dasha Kovalova.
Maria lost her first match in the bracket to Julia Bond. Score of that match 656 to 603. And then Maria got the win last round against Sydney Brummett, 603 to 517. So this matchup with Kovalova. Dasha won her first match, but then lost to Jordan Richard in the second round to head to the elimination bracket. Dasha, the 699-598 victory over Carrie Smith, but then lost to Jordan 689 to 520. Question from Brandy in the chat: is Emily Eckhoff bowling right now? She is. I'm afraid she is off our featured pairs, but you are able to follow along on live scoring. She's on lanes 37 and 38, taking on Josie Barnes. They're all knotted up after 3 strikes across the board so far. The matches that are featured here on Bowl TV, on 41 and 42, we have Rocio Restrepo taking on Alicia Current. We're watching Dasha Kovalova and Maria Jose Rodriguez on 45 and 46. Over on 49 and 50, Caitlin Johnson taking on Azurette Setter. 53 and 54, Tanya Ramanpur taking on Christine Gill. 57-58, Shannon Sellens against Kristen Nieder. 61 and 62, Brandy Branca taking on Sharon Powers. 65 and 66, Erin McCarthy against Fania Kobo. Fania's bowled over 700 in both of her sets so far, but ran into Liz Johnson in the previous round. Almost made the comeback. Shot 274 the last game to make it close, but Liz was able to get the hit in the 10th that she needed for a 7-16, 7-10 victory. On 69 and 70, Lauren Pate against Sandra Gongora. And then other matches ongoing throughout the course of the house. On 73 and 74, Alexis Nair against Nicole Hiroka. We mentioned Barnes and Eckhoff on 37-38. Cara Mangiola taking on Sabrina Divis on 33 and 34. Taylor Bailey against Shanna Chepelski on 29 and 30. Taylor Boltice against Brianna Clemmer on 21 and 22. Abby Ragsdale taking on Deandra Asbeatty on 25 and 26. Brianna Cote against Addie Nelson on 17 and 18. And Gigi Mason taking on Blair Blumenscheid on 13 and 14. Dasha with the spare clean through 3. Maria with the big 4 in the first. Spare and strike to follow it up.
Okay.
Oh,
That's one way to strike.
And there's Dasha. Yep. Yep. Okay. I know what just
Yeah.
happened there. I'm sorry. My bad. Trips out the good old 2-4-8-10. Somehow make that a strike, and 3 out of 4 to kick things off. Maria leaves the 6-pin field. So far, you definitely got to be up the lane with this. Got it going left a little quick, and not going to find any hold. Just going to pick up the spare there, no problem. One looks online. Kicks all 10. Taking a quick look at live scoring, once again available to everybody to watch this week, so you can follow your favorite athletes throughout their journey here at the Queens. See if we got any quick starts out there. Brianna Clemmer, who's been averaging north of 230 so far. Off to a strong start, spare 5-bagger against Taylor Boltice. Taylor bowling well, though, too. She's got max score 269 out there. So again, this is game 1. This 3-game total pinfall match across the house. 78 lanes here at the NBS. And if you're wondering, why 78? Why would you make such a big facility and stop at 78? And the reason for that is because when they originally designed the National Bowling Stadium, they did not account for the center aisle between lanes 27, 28, and 29 and 30, which is actually the appropriate width for a pair of lanes. So when the then ABC tournament, now the Open Championships, would come to town, that is how the bowlers did and still do enter the facility. So when they realized that, they took out 2 lanes of competition for the center aisle. That's why the NBS is 78 lanes and not 80. Back-to-back spares for Kovalova. And when you see your opponent kind of take out the urethane ball, go heavy with the surface, for Dasha, probably just trying to do her best to stay away from all that mess.
Yeah, I mean, with as much surface as she's using, Maria, Dasha should be able to just get a little left of her and use, the part that she's burning up in the front as friction to the right. The only difference with urethane that makes things a little trickier, more challenging, is she is pulling oil down lane. So, if Dasha gets too far left of her and throws it into, that spot that she's carrying oil down lane, she's going to see some wiggle. But, Dasha can get right on top of, where Maria is and use her ball speed. And then, as they carry down, because Maria's really not going left to right, she's going pretty straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Dasha can actually use some of that carry down as hold. And then, at some point, Maria's going to have to basically jump left. And when she does, if Dasha's just left of her, which is where she is right now, she's going to have to jump over all that traffic that Dasha's been creating. So interesting matchup for sure.
That's what we do here on Bull TV, folks. We find you the interesting. We've had some really great matchups. It's been fun to just kind of watch them develop over the course of a 3-game total pinfall match. It's, from earlier today, Liz Johnson looking like her ball reaction was about to just disappear. Hope Gramley looked poised to potentially deliver the upset for one of the greatest players of all time, a junior in college at McKendree University. And then Liz hunkered down and did Liz Johnson things and found a way to shoot 300 that final game. This past round with Brianna Clemmer and Daria Payuk, as that match developed. Tanya Ramapour against Danielle McHugh. And we've had just very, very fun and very interesting matches to watch break down here.
Yeah, for sure. Strategically, very interesting matches. Yeah, the match with Liz Johnson in the first round and Hope Gramley, it ended up being a 100 pin difference, more than a 100 pin difference at the end of it. But that was a close match going into game 3, and I actually thought Hope Gramley had the upper hand.
And I mean, if she catches a few hits early on, that match could have been much different. 7-10 in there, I believe, for Hope as well. But potentially an experience thing to kind of learn along the way for Hope. Not too often you get the opportunity to be up heading into game 3 against caliber of player like Liz Johnson.
No. And, also, getting to see what Liz did in that match, basically just willing the pins over in game 3 when she didn't have all that great a ball reaction. Sometimes you just got to do that. You just got to make great shots.
Dasha with the early double clean through 8. Maria. Had a double of her own in the 5th and 6th. Open in the 1st with a big 4. Looks like I'll make it up the hill. Oh. Gets him to tumble.
I think Dasha's already seeing some of the carry down issues. She 2-pinned 2-8 actually on her last shot on lane 46, and then flat 10 on her last shot on 45. Maria's starting to see some carry down as well. Her ball's starting to go lighter and lighter in the pocket. With urethane, the rule of thumb is you bump, and then jump. Meaning you bump your feet to the right as you start to see some carry down, and then once the front is adequately burned up, that's when you leave that big 4 and your eyes get big, because then you can jump, and then you can use all of that area that you burned up in the front part of the lane as your friction. But you also have to, as you move left, in any case, without urethane, with even with reactive, you're going to want to slow down your ball speed and rotate the ball a little bit more, increase your axis rotation to get the ball to corner a little more sharply. Or you can make a ball change to simulate the same thing. But with urethane, you have to do that in an even more pronounced way to get the ball around all that carry down, because reactive resin balls don't carry oil down. They just absorb it into the ball, whereas urethane balls will drag the oil down the lane and create additional oil down lane that you have to get the ball to hook through. Nice break there for Dasha, tripping the 4-pin. She's got a tricky decision to make here. She actually squared up a little bit on that shot after leaving the 2-pin and saw the ball jump a little high. But she likes to throw the high hard one, and I'm not sure that's the best solution to what she's going to see in terms of transition. Nice shot there.
Great shot to kick off the 10th. 222 still out there. Brianna Clemmer up 266 to 248 in game 1 against Taylor Boltice. Blair up 190 to 169 against Gigi Mason. Kara Mangiola up against Sabrina Divis, 248 to 214. Oh,
very nice.
Gets him to saw Josie Barnes and Emily Eckhoff. Eckhoff up 257 to 206. Shannon Sellens is going to be up against Kristen Nieder by about 10. Sharon Powers up 221 to 200 against Brandy Branca. Fania Kobo up 203 to 181 against Aaron McCarthy. Big game from Sandra Gongora, 255. She's going to be up against Lauren Payton. Lauren can still get to 221, though.
Good spot for that stone 8 on the fill ball for Dasha Kovalova, 221.
Final update in the books at the moment. Alexis Nyer up 230 at 205 against Nicole Hiroka.
Well, possible 204 for Maria Jose Rodriguez. I really think this decision to throw urethane is less defensive and more, of an offense thing for her. I just don't think she's had a great look all week with whatever she's been trying, and feels like this might be her best option at this point. Yeah, and that was a pretty good shot, Aaron, and that ball jumped early, which means she's starting to burn up the front with all that surface. And your only move after that works is move left and try to get around it a little bit more to get the ball to hook around that carry down she's created. So I don't know.
Going to be down 28 after 1. Kovalova 221 to 193. Caitlin Johnson up by 31 against Azeret Zetter, 196 to 165. Tanya Ramanpur up 10, 221 to 211 against Christine Gill. Going to be pretty close between Taylor Bailey and Shanna Japelski after 1. Both of them are going to be in the 220s. Gora up 255 to 206, so Pate unable to strike out there.
It's like Dash has got a little something figured out.
Deandra up 223 to 187 against Abby Ragsdale. That's probably a pretty cool matchup. I'm going to guess Abby probably hold on to the Elite Youth Tour time or two, being from Aurora, not too far away from Chicagoland. So probably a pretty cool experience right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Brianna Cote up 40 on Addie Nelson, 211 to 171.
So Maria just bumped a little left off of that big 4, and then the ball doesn't go through the pins. Pretty nasty ring in 10.
Takes care of business there.
Got Sydney Brummett in the chat. She's got some really great insight that she's sharing, having bowled Maria in the last match. And said that basically once that first urethane ball kind of burned up, she went to another urethane ball and moved further left. And said it's a really good strategy for her because, you know, it allows her to have a decent look, but also kind of makes them tricky for her opponent. But she also said that she feels like the main reason she's doing it is for offense. You know, that she feels like that's the best option for her to score.
Well, thanks for the insight there, Sydney. We appreciate it.
And, you know, Sydney also probably knows Maria's opponent maybe better than anybody, having bowled with her at Wichita State.
Kovalova with 3 in a row. Kickoff game 2 here. Another 10-pin here. That one not packed much of a punch once it got to the pocket.
Yeah, that might be time for that second urethane ball.
She's actually talking with Nathan right now. Ball rep out on tour. Also her husband, too.
Yeah, there it comes.
So this looks like switch to reactive.
Oh,
So here we go.
well, this is really, you know, Dasha forcing this move. You know, you make your 3 best shots, and you come up with 1 out of 3 strikes. You know, and your opponent has got a turkey, and you're already down 28. You got to change course.
So she's going to jump a zone or 2 here. Ball change to reactive. That's over 15.
That got the 10 out a little better. But you notice how far left she had to move just because of everything.
Mhm.
And obviously made a great guess there. It's not easy to make that move and, you know, pick the exact right ball and the exact right place to stand and the exact right place to throw it over. But she sees what Dasha has right there, and she's going to try to get left of her and hope Dasha gives her a chance. And then maybe by game 3, you know, we'll be able to have a little bit better look.
Definitely is a couple left of Dasha based off of that first shot there.
But, you know, Dasha's got a fantastic look right now. And she's really got to hope Dasha slows down a little bit. Otherwise, this one could get out of hand.
Up 28 heading into this match. Kovalova looking for 5 in a row. With authority.
Yeah, that's just 10 back.
Again, folks, this is an elimination match. So Players who are unable to win, as she gets a little hold there too.
Yes.
Players who lose in these matches across the house here at the NBS will be eliminated from competition. We'll be down to our top 32 here at the Queens in 2021. Maria looking for 3 in a row here.
Oh, tomahawk that 9-pin out of there.
These 9-pins are learning their lesson today. What a ball change. What a move. Essentially moved ball change, what, about 10 boards?
Yeah.
Had to avoid where the urethane was at before. Comes back with 3 in a row. Oh, wow.
Nasty.
How does that wrap around that? Mini Christmas.
Thing is still ringing in my ears.
That's just the sound of my voice. You've gotten used to it after a while.
Just love the calculations that are going on inside these players' minds right now. You know, Maria saw what Dasha was doing and the ball reaction she had, and basically said, "Hey, I have to make this move. It's probably only going to give me a 20 or 30% chance of winning this match, but if I keep doing what I'm doing, I have about a 2% chance of winning this match." That is a very, very nice look that Dasha Kovalova has right now. See if Maria can keep pace. Maria can certainly string strikes with the best of them. She certainly looks like she's got a nice ball reaction from there. She missed in on a couple shots and they held and went flush. That one was just right over the center of the target that she was trying to hit and puts 10 back. Probably pretty close to having to make a move here after 4 shots over that new line that she's been playing. And that one holds for a high flush strike.
Wow. Yeah, she has been all over the high flush portion of the pocket these past few shots. So quick update on 33 and 34. Cara Mangiola making the turn at 524.
Wow.
Sabrina Divis bowling well, as she's going to be making the turn at 440, but going to be down by 80. So Cara throwing a bunch of strikes up there. Dasha gets the mixer. 7 out of 8.
Boy, I tell you, Aaron, I was not expecting this to turn into a strike fest.
I did not either. This is what we got. 9th frame now. Kovalova. She had one more. Leaves the 10. Alexis and I are going to be up after 2 games against Nicole Hiroka. Quite a game 2 right now in the Tanya Ramanpur and Christine Gill matchup. Tanya was up by 10 after 1, and right now, if they both strike out in the 10th, they both shoot 257.
Well, let's see if Maria makes a move here. She's been pretty much flush or high flush the last 5 shots.
That one gets out a little farther there.
Yeah. No, that's
motor's
just
back.
fine. That's just fine.
Just remarkable. Urethane up 5 for the first game and first 3 frames. Ball change, 2 zones to the left. 6 in a row. These players are something else, JT.
They are good. They are good. I mean, it's an impressive move, and but it was basically out of necessity. Pretty good shot, but definitely looks like that it's just burning up a touch. And personally, I feel like that ball still has some life left in it. But my guess is she'll probably get a look at a different one on the fill.
There goes the thumb. To the bag, and it looks like
same ball with a different drilling, right?
believe so.
Pin up, or maybe a little less surface.
Gigi takes the lead, 390 to 357 against Blair Blumenscheid. Got to finish with 247. She's going to get the plus 40 here. But more than likely still be down in the matchup here.
Yeah, big 10th frame here for Dasha to fill. I mean, if she were to open here, it's anybody's ball game still.
Taylor Boltei's up by 4 pins, 470 to 466 against Brianna Clemmer.
Great shot.
.439, 421. Emily Eckhoff up on Josie Barnes. Tanya Ramanpur up 20, 478 to 458 against Christine Gill. Let's hit here. We get Dasha into the 250s. Gonna settle into the 240s with the spare. She gains One additional pin on Maria would be up 29 with 1 to go. Sharon Powers up 401 to 385 against Brandy Branca. There's the spare. Erin McCarthy up 405 to 382 against Fania Kobo. Sandra Gongora 480 to 433 ahead of Lauren Pate. Pretty close matchup between Shannon Sellens and Kristen Nieder. Kristen with a late string of strikes here. First potential sign of trouble since the switch for Maria here, 3, 6, 7, 10.
Well, I mean, these players are so smart. You know, Maria could see that ball burning up, and you know, the question is, do you try to move left and catch a little bit more oil? And if you do, does that ball, you know, burn up too much trying to get back to the pocket?
First look here at Dasha after 248 last game. Kristen up 1 pin on Shannon now, 427 to 426 over on 57 to 58.
Oh boy, man! You know, the thing is, how long does this line hold up for Dasha? You know, and you know, that's what part of the reason Maria made the move that she did was she figured, hey, if I can get lucky here this game and make a nice educated guess and, you know, shoot a decent score and Dasha doesn't run away and hide, I probably have the advantage in game 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I still think that's possible. But now Maria's starting to run into some transition that she's got to figure out on her own. And Dasha really hasn't seen it yet. She's seen a few 10 pins, but, you know, with Maria starting with an open, she can afford to milk that until, you know, Maria forces her to make some kind of move to start striking again. Shreds the rack. We've seen more messengers in the last
These pins are lively.
couple hours, yeah, than all week.
Caitlin Johnson's going to have a pretty sizable lead over Azeret Zetter heading into the final game. Alicia Current ahead of Rocio. Could be more than 20. Depending on her fill ball. Taylor Bailey going to have the edge heading into the final game against Shanna Chapelski. Deandra up 430 to 410 against Abby Ragsdale. Addie Nelson, a big 256. Actually had a shot at 290 heading into the 10th. She opened, but now has a 3-pin lead over Brianna Cote. And those are pretty two definitive strikes from
Yeah,
MJR.
I still think there's some life left in that ball, Aaron. It was burning up a little bit, but, you know, I still thought it was okay.
See a quick question in the chat from Larry. The tiebreaker if two bowlers end up tied after the third game. 1 ball roll off for all the cheese.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. It happens. Saw a few at the Masters. Especially for an elimination situation like we're in right now.
Matchup of two former Queens champions, Kovalova and Rodriguez. 29 pins, the difference heading into this final game here. Final game of the day at the USBC. Queens will be back on the lanes tomorrow, Monday, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. local time here in Reno.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think, yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. That's all you can do if you're Dasha Kovalova. Make Maria come and get you.
Taylor Bailey up 484 to 425 after 258 in game 2 against Shanna.
Oh, Maria has a chance to step up here for a turkey and put some real pressure on Dasha Kovalova. Mix them up.
3-bagger. When Maria won the Queens in 2014, she essentially said, didn't like the fresh, didn't want any part of the fresh. Just tried to bide her time till the end of the match when she could get left and see things open up. She had some big comebacks on her way to the top seed, and she adds another one there. Defeated Kelly Kulik in the title match right here at the National Bowling Stadium.
Well, she's certainly got the upper hand right now. In terms of the ball reaction. But Dasha Kovalova is still hitting the pocket.
Oh, from way downtown.
All she can do, just keep hitting the pocket. She's got the lead, so Maria's going to have to keep striking.
Sixth frame for Kovalova.
Oh, sweet. See that little move she made? She just kind of went around it a little bit just to get the ball to shape up instead of flattening out. That's hard. It's hard to see that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff that makes bowling so cool. But, unless you know what you're looking for, it didn't look like she did very much there.
After the open in frame one, 4 in a row. Major Maria. Not going to get the light hit, though, in frame 6, 7 pin left standing. Jasmine Mason a mark away from eliminating Blair Blumenscheid over on 13 and 14. Should be a good finish on 21 and 22 between Boltice and Clemmer. Kara's going to get the win over Sabrina.
Maria's still got plenty of life in that ball. And she's going to put the pressure on Dasha Kovalova to keep striking.
Josie Barnes is going to shoot a big final game here and get the win over Emily Eckhoff.
Boy, that is an impressive adjustment that she made. I mean, you won't see it. It's not all that obvious, but watch when Dasha's hand goes around the ball. It's just a little different than what it was earlier in the match, and watch the difference in the way it'll go through the pins. It's just great stuff. I mean, I remember watching a tournament, the plastic ball championship, and Walter Ray made the show with 4 power players, and some of the power players who were in the later matches were watching the show in the bar, and they were watching Walter just snap the tin out every time. And every time he did it, they just couldn't believe he was able to do it. They said, this ref rate's not high enough. How can he get the tin out? And he would just find a way to do a little something at the bottom with his hand to get the ball to hook in just the right spot, so he would snap the tin out. And, that's what Dash has done here with just a small little hand position adjustment. Just a little bit more around the ball, and now it's just going through the pins like a freight train.
That strike in the 8th. That's Maria Jose Rodriguez in must-strike territory. Maria can still get to 258, 259 the max for Kovalova. If she were to just mark out, that would put her into the 220s.
Yeah, this shot here is big, because if she doesn't strike here, she loses 20. She really can't afford to lose 20 at this point.
Ten pin's going to stand.
It's a good shot. Just burned up a little bit and didn't quite have the pop going through the pins.
Max now 238. So she's going to need some strikes and some help from Dasha now.
Yeah, she did. I think she did the right thing with staying in this ball. But, she knew that at some point this ball was going to start doing this and leaving 10 pins. And Dasha did what she had to do.
6'11", 567. GG defeats Blair. And this one is now, other than final score, all said and done. Kovalova is going to continue her title defense.
Let's pop over to 57 and 58, Aaron. I think we've got one match that's still not quite settled yet. Very, very impressive win there for Dasha Kovalova.
So there's one pin that's separating Kristen and Shannon here. This is Kristen up 9th frame.
Sellens can shoot 259. That would put her at 685. Kristen with the spare here. Can still shoot 221.
My math is correct here. Anna Klemmer just delivered the first strike in the 10th for 5 in a row to get around Taylor Baltais, who finished with 704.
Wow.
It's not going to be enough here. Klemmer might be the toughest player to get out of this thing moving forward. The elimination bracket, that one is going to put this match in trouble.
This one's over.
Kristen. Josie 679 to 633 eliminates Emily Eckhoff. Dasha finishes with 727. JT, we have a chance for a tie on between Gill and Ramaker. I think.
Let's bounce over there. We'll get back to this match. Rocio, Alicia Current.
There's that 53 and 4. Oh, what business. So pretty simple math here. As soon as we get over there, just in time. Christine must strike. There's one. If she strikes out, she shoots 235. Tanya's in the book at 215. Tanya was up 20 pins.
Yeah, 693. And Christine, if she were to go off the sheet, can shoot 693. We going to get a roll off?
Might be in play. Big final game for Brandy Branca. She's going to eliminate Sharon Powers. Holy cow. One pin victory. Erin McCarthy over Fania Kovo, 609 to 608. Wow. Christine's got to have it. Second hustle. Not going to trip the 2-pin out. Tanya is going to advance. Sandra Gongora is going to defeat Lauren Pate and continue on. Alexis Meyer, 626, 537 over Nicole Hiroka.
Alicia Current needs some strikes here. Rocio strike spare 5-bagger. She was trailing by 27. Now in the lead.
Caitlin Johnson going to get the victory over Ezra Tedder. Just look at the score. Taylor Bailey ahead of Shanna Chapelski.
Okay, well, Alicia's staying alive.
Leandra's going to get the win over Abby Ragsdale. Clemmer 7-16 to 7-8. You have to shoot 730 at her basically to stop her.
Yeah. Garcia taking her time, taking a reroute. .251 or better is Garcia's magic number right now. Alicia Current still can shoot .223 if she goes off the sheet. No, that's a bridge. So 241 is magic number.
Rocio's max drops to 259. 2-pin. She can find a double here. The 9th or the 10th.
Great shot.
All right, Alicia. You step up there. Need the one on the 9th. .213 still out there.
Gotta have it.
Excellent. Excellent shot there. 213 still available.
Gotta have this one too. This one, she still has a chance. She misses here. Rocio Restrepo moves on.
Current was the top seed. The 2011 Queens in Syracuse.
Man, good shot.
Runner up that year to Missy Park, and then that absolutely devastating wrap 10. Plus 40 range. Rocia's already in the 220s, so she's going to be in the plus 50s. Just keeping the ball in the lane here, so. JT looking around. We're basically all wrapped up here. Taylor Bailey's going to get the win over Shanna. Every other match is in the books. 9-pin to Ed. insult to injury there. Things are starting to take shape here. The 2021 edition of the USBC Queens. Taking a look at our elimination bracket matches coming up. Brianna Clemmer versus Alexis Nair. Deandra versus Sandra Gongora. Gigi versus Aaron McCarthy. Got a Cote Nelson match. How could I do that? Skipped over one. Cote got the win there, 647 to 618. So she will be facing Brandy Branca. Taylor Bailey against Shannon Sellers. Kara Mangiola. And then Caitlin Johnson against Rocio. Dasha and Josie Barnes.
Some good matches there tomorrow.
So once again, we'll be using all the lanes in play that we've kind of been using throughout the course of the week to start tomorrow. Because both the winners bracket and the elimination brackets will kick off at the same time. Noon Eastern, 9 a.m. local time. In the winners bracket, Danielle McEwen versus Shannon O'Keefe. Verity Crawley versus TDD. Jordan Richard against Missy Parkin. Liz Bolton versus Liz Culkin. Those are all pretty good. Liz Johnson versus Lindsay Boomershine. Stephanie Johnson versus Julia Bond. Diana Z taking on Birgette. And Kayla Pashina against Clara Carrero, all in the winners bracket. So those are your 32 players left here. That is what we know. 257 to finish for Rocio to collect the win. Let's go back to the Bowl TV studios here. Just like that. Yeah, we did it. We made it through a day of match play, folks. What an interesting day. We've got to see some phenomenal matches, fantastic finishes down the stretch. We have 5 former champions in the winners bracket, still undefeated. A couple more in the elimination bracket as well. So we got a lot of experience. We got a lot of talent. We got yet a lot of firepower out there heading into this final day of match play. Tomorrow, by the time we get to the end of the day, we're going to know our 5 players for the stepladder finals taking place on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on Bowl TV from the National Bowling Stadium. But it's starting to shape up. We have so many excellent matches to look forward to tomorrow, JT, on our way to the top 5. It's almost not fair how great these matches are going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be like the best Monday ever, right?
Yes.
Like Mondays are normally the worst day of the week. Tomorrow it might be your best day of the week. I mean, it's going to be an unbelievable day of matches tomorrow. We could potentially have so many incredible matchups. We know we've got one right out of the gate, right? We
got quite a few right out of the gate, but Shannon O'Keefe, Danielle McEwen.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
I mean, the top 2 players on tour here for the past couple of seasons. They've had a couple of matchups as well in TV finals as of late too, to start the season at the Bowlers Journal Classic, the Orlando Open in 2019. Quickly come to mind, even the U.S. Women's Open in 2019. Danielle getting that one
That's
over
right,
Shannon.
yeah.
So that is what we have to look forward to tomorrow on this 42-foot condition. It's been super fun to watch it kind of break down, and we're getting here. We're getting into the just the amazing part of this tournament. 32 players left, and we'll be down to 5.
Yeah, no, I mean CDB is still alive. Clara Guerrero is still alive, and in the winners bracket, and then all these great players, in the contenders bracket. Dasha Kovalova, the defending champion, she looked fantastic in that match against Maria Jose Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a long road ahead of her, but I wouldn't put it past her to make it into the show and defend her title here this year.
All right, folks. With that, we're going to go ahead and sign off from Bowl TV and the NBS here today. But a big thank you to the USBC and USBC Board of Directors, Kegel, the official lane maintenance provider here of the USBC Queens and PWBA USBC short duration events, our gold industry partners, 900 Global, Storm, and Rotogrip, the RSCVA, and the Row here in Reno. Of course, our participants this week for putting on a show for us. We've really enjoyed watching the competition this week, and of course to you, the Bowl TV fans. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have been able to bring it to you. It's just been a phenomenal week. You guys are great as always. So let's keep the fun going tomorrow. Finally, for the staff working the event here, the NBS staff as well. Big thank you for the hard work. For the Bowl TV crew, Mike Flanagan, Jason Thomas, I'm Aaron Smith. We're going to go ahead and sign off today here from the National Bowling Stadium and 2021 USBC Queens. We hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening. And remember, folks, on Bowl TV, bowling lives here.